Namaste and welcome to this exciting episode of Sattology Debunking Mythology. Sattology means science or truth, the study of truth. Opposite to that is mythology, which means science or study of fake lie or imagination. Today, a very special guest. And as you are going to watch this video, you're going to notice something, a deep insight from a very close confidante of Mr. Trump. So without delay, let's welcome Sri Shalabh Kumar. Welcome to the show, sir.
Glad to be here on your show.
After a long time.
After some time, I didn't think it was that long.
Very long. Okay, anyway. So, first of all, congratulations for all your hard work. And I saw your wonderful dance at the YMCA song.
Yeah, so Hindus can do the YMCA as well. That's what President Trump found. So, our own people were our organizers were a little skeptical that, whether the people will dance to YMCA. But I said, come on. And, there was over 1,000 people, 1,500 people, somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 people. They were dancing to YMCA.
Somehow the Republican Party...
Boys and girls and men and women and everybody got into it.
Somehow the Republican Hindu coalition, which you lead, has become more lively. And I think that Trump has put the dancing thing back in the Republican Party.
Yeah, he really doesn't know how to dance that well, but just like that's what he does. But that's become a fashion now. Now even I see NFL players, basketball players, and I see even some anchors, TV reporters, and all that. They are doing they're imitating him. You should do that. Try doing this. That's a fashion now.
I saw some kind of change. I think it has become a Twitter sensation in many ways. Oh, sorry, X sensation now. People are copying him. There are memes made on him, but it's all in a good faith and good taste, actually.
On my Twitter, by the way, that's I am Shalabh Kumar. That is I am Shalabh Kumar. That's my Twitter account. So on the Twitter, so many serious messages I post. I don't get that many responses, that many views, but the dance gets a lot of views.
I think that should be the new strategy now.
With the new strategy.
Okay, so coming back to the celebratory mode in which the whole country is, how do you see from your viewpoint, from the Hindu viewpoint, Hindus in America viewpoint, how do you see this entire election campaign? What do you see?
Well, it's a positive from every direction. I mean, I see United States getting back to our slogan in America, or Make America Great Again. I see a lot of progress in that. Progress which is not people even cannot even comprehend that. So the whole thing is structured. President Trump is structuring with the help of Elon Musk in absolutely phenomenal way. It's like dream come true. I always wanted to cut 10% of all agencies in Washington, D.C. Because, I've always said that if a businessman and his company is running into deficit, what company is there that cannot cut 10% of his cost? So why doesn't the American government cut 10% of his cost? So now we have the master of cutting costs, Elon Musk, who is coming in there. So when you cut the cost dramatically, improve efficiency, get rid of all the graft and wastage and all that stuff, okay, economy is going to grow at an unprecedented rate. For a developed economy, if it grows at 2%, is considered to be good. It's going to grow 4 to 5%. I'll make that prediction to you right now. So America is going to stay away from wars. It's not going to be that much defense spending. I mean, defense spending will be there, just like Reagan build up your navy to combat Chinese navy. But you're not firing all the ammunitions because they go to waste and they just kill people. So that's not going to happen. Um, and with the mandate President Trump got, with 10 million plus votes, more than uh, Kamala, I think maybe I forgot the number now. It may be 15 million, 20 million, something like that. Anyway, over 10 million votes, both chambers of Congress. So it's it's great days ahead for America in every respect. For Now, let me talk about Hindus, Hindu Americans. It's a great thing for them. There is nobody, not in even let's say Prime Minister Modi, not Amit Shah, not uh, even Jaishankar from India, the foreign minister, is a good friend. Nobody has the guts to say it like President Trump uh, said in his tweet on October 31st on Diwali. Tell the world the truth that Hindus have been persecuted for over 1,000 years and they need to be protected. Somebody has to be looking out for the interest of Hindus. I mean, we are kind of spiritually strong, so United, our enemies have not been able to kill the Hindu culture, Hindu faith, from 10,000 years ago or 10,000 years BC, um, because that's the way the Hindu faith and Hindu culture is. But now, officially, the most powerful man in the world is on our side. So that's one thing. Then, second thing which is happening is it absolutely makes sense for uh, just like the president said, declared. He spoke in Hindi. He said, "Bharat and America sabse अच्छे दोस्त." That absolutely makes sense. So you have the two largest democracies, the longest democracy and the largest democracy, and who believe in human values and free thinking. Everything most important is free thinking. One of the greatest things among the Hindu faith, Hindu ideology is free thinking. I was raised as an Arya Samaji with a thought that you're a Hindu, but if you want to challenge that Shri Ram was just a great man, he was not a god, okay, all right. You're allowed to think. Freedom of thinking. So when I say free enterprise, it's a Hindu faith that allows total free enterprise, not only in economics, but in spirituality. So our two countries getting together as it will be number one and number three economies in the world. And we ultimately, the goal will be to have Bharat surpass even China. It's kind of a long dream, but it's doable. It's doable. If United States and India become the number one and number two powers economies in the world, I think this whole world is going to change. It's going to change to the better. It's like it's almost like equal to Lord Vishnu has come down on earth.
I won't go.
That's
I won't go that far. It will be.
maybe everybody is entitled to their opinion, but it's like what you're going to see is, radical Islam is going to get put into its place. I mean, just look at the statement which came out of the new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. We asked about Hamas. Is there going to be a ceasefire? You know what he said? He is taking a cue from President Trump. He says, post this, post this. No ceasefire, no ceasefire. It's going to be, uh, it's not going to be any ceasefire until Israel and United States get rid of every single Hamas terrorist. Okay, it's a very strong structure, very strong government which is going to follow, which is actually going to make even the Indian government bolder to take actions like action in Bangladesh, so action in Afghanistan. So that's what's in the cards. I'm very excited.
So I was listening to a, I was here, I was reading a tweet by Ilan Omar and the radical left. I call them radical left because these are almost like terror sympathizers, almost apologists for terror within and supporting in US too. So what do you think these elements can they derail Trump's plan?
Absolutely not. They have been sidelined. They have been sidelined. Okay, so the Democrat Party, having now gotten crushed, essentially, more reasonable people are going to come into the Democrat Party and move it to uh, center left, not to extreme left, not to a Marxist. I mean, who did they actually put in on as a candidate? I brought that up. Uh, Kamala is a great name. Okay,
Kamala,
uh,
she's Kamala.
Kamala. That's her name, really, Kamala, Shamla's daughter. Okay, but uh, she was born to a Marxist father and a communist sympathizer mother. Now, I consider Shamla to be a great lady, that she was kind of revolutionary at the age she came to the United States. But and at that time, the thought process was different. At that time, people were debating whether it's going to be capitalism that's going to survive or is it going to be communism that's going to be surviving. They're two different thoughts. But that's what where Kamala was raised. So even though she was Hindu, uh, half Hindu, but she wasn't going to go anywhere with that kind of upbringing. So I pointed out in the last 5 days we had a huge campaign, 960-second commercials every day. So had its impact, and our best guesstimate is right now we're going to conduct a poll, but our best guesstimate is more than 85% of Hindus. There are total 3.2 million Hindu voters. Um, that's registered voters, and out of that, we expected to be having about 2 million vote. And in the battleground states themselves, uh, almost like 800,000 to a million in the battleground, 7 battleground states, they're voting, and more than 85% voted for President Trump.
Wow, that's a total change from last election. Now, coming to one very important question is that one of the Trump's comments were India is a tariff king, and that was they had mixed reaction. And I support, so for here I support America to be strong. Indians I support India to be strong. It's both sides have to be stronger because then they can have equal relationship. So, how do you think the tariff and the business relationships will go?
It'll go phenomenal as long as I'm around, and also just in general. It's going to be phenomenal. We are going to be working very hard towards a free trade agreement between United States and India, and that's what they deserve to have. Free trade agreement. This tariff king and all that, nobody's going to even remember that when all the proposals which are in the books as to where President Trump wants to take the U.S. relationship with Bharat, India, to an altogether different level.
My one last question. I know you are pressed on time. One last question. The F404 engines, non-delivery on not on time, they have been fully paid for, by the way, uh, has caused a lot of problems in the Indian media. Indian government is very quiet. It's not commenting on it. So there may say something which I don't know. You may be knowing it. So what's the status and how that can reverse?
Okay, you'll have to educate me a little bit more on that. I'm not that familiar with this. When was this issue raised, and who was responsible for it? I assume you're talking about Biden administration.
So
So, if,
F404 engines were contracted for the Indian fighter program,
mhm.
and 99 engines have been paid for, and the further development and contracts have been stopped by India now because the original contract has not been honored yet. That's what I know
Okay,
from the media.
when was that contract signed?
Around 4 years ago, 3 or 4
Okay,
years,
so something like 2020 or
something like
2021
that.
or
They're supposed to be starting delivery from January 2024 onwards or February,
okay.
and they've not been. As not a single engine has been delivered. So that's where the
Well, thanks
India.
for bringing it out. This is not in the forefront of in my mind, but there's absolutely no question. President Trump is gonna push it. Okay, as long as it makes money.
Already
For
paid for. These are already paid for.
okay, already paid for. So no, he would want the next order.
I know, I know. The F414 contract was signed, but I think this is the
Yes,
biggest.
he'll be looking for the next order. Deliver this and look for the next order. I mean, ultimately, he's a businessman,
True.
so no concerns, no worries.
So one, if you have time, I can ask you one more question. If you have time. So
Last
the
question. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So the on the education side, now we have seen a lot of campus things happening, and we do not know what's going to be the education policy of the Trump administration, and can Indian students look for coming to US on a legal for education purposes, and how they can see job
Well, as
prospects.
far as the legal merit-based immigration is concerned, it's going to increase. President Trump has already declared a policy that anybody who is a graduate of an American college, American university, is automatically entitled to a green card. That's a huge step forward. President wants merit. Every successful businessman wants merit. And you all know we have a lot of merit. Hindus have a lot of merit. Indians have a lot of merit. So anybody who's for merit should be very happy.
Thank you. Thank you
All
for your
right.
time
Thank
today,
you.
and I'll see you in the next show.
Okay, bye.
Namaste. Bye.
Namaste.